Welcome to this free bite-sized webinar. During this webinar, I will be showing you a brief overview on Microsoft Office 365 SharePoint and how your school could use this to hold and access your school's data. Okay, so what is Microsoft Office 365 SharePoint? Office 365 SharePoint is a cloud-based service hosted by Microsoft for schools and businesses of all sizes. You are then able to create and share documents, sites to share documents and information across the school and to external users. So to be able to use and access Office 365 SharePoint, you will need an Office 365 account. Did you know Office 365 is free to education, so you can sign up for this for free? As well as SharePoint, Office 365 gives you the ability to access your emails, use Office applications online, and use Teams for communicating with staff. School Business Services does offer a migration service. If you were thinking about moving to Office 365, please just contact us for details and pricing. Okay, let's begin. So first we'll need to log into Office 365, which can be done by going to office.com. So I'm already on this site here now. So I'm just going to log into Office 365 webinar tenant. I'm just going to log into here and then we'll see what the first page that comes up. So when you first log in, you'll be presented with this message. If you're accessing this on your main machine, you can go ahead and stay signed in. I'm going to click no for the purposes of this webinar. Okay, so this is just logging into our Office 365 onto my account. So this is the first screen you're going to see. It shows the apps that you have access to on your account. So different ones here. We have Outlook, we have OneDrive, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. These are all the online versions of the software. OneNote, SharePoint, Teams, Yammer, Dynamics 365, and other ones there. I'm an administrator, so that's why I have the admin portal there as well. So the thing we're going to be going through on this video is SharePoint. So let's go into there so you can have a look. Okay, so when you go into SharePoint, this is the main landing page. It will show you the sites you're a member of, and after the time, it will start showing you other sites that you have, sites and pages that you've had access to. So you can see along the bottom, these are all the sites here that I'm a member of, that I have access to. If you scroll down as well, it will show you the recent documents you've accessed or edited and ones that you have saved for later. If any of the sites you're a member of has a news web part on the site, it will show you the news from there. I'll be showing you this a little later. You can also favorite sites from here by clicking on the star icon on the site page, and then this will eventually show up on the left hand side here, so for quicker access to the sites. Okay, so I've created a little dummy school to show you how you could use SharePoint for your school, and the standard setup that we like to do at School Business Services. So SharePoint refers to pages as sites. So I've created one main site called Sandover Primary School intranet site. This will be the main site that staff in the school will access. Then I've created some sub-sites off of this main site, and they named them after the years. So example, reception, year one, etc. These sites can be accessed from the main site. Okay, so let's dive in and I will show you. So I'm going to start off by going into the main intranet school. So you can see this is how your site could look. you're able to customize all the sites to show different web parts. Now, web parts are kind of like a bolt-on app. For example, the news web part is where you can create news pages, so it can show you on the site like I've done here. So I've just created a little just a little dummy news feed here, so when people log on to the school's intranet site, they'll have updated news on there, and if you want to put out an important message for the staff, when they log on to here, they will see that instantly. If you like more information on how to do this, this will be in a more in-depth video on customization and setup of SharePoint. School Business Services does offer SharePoint setup and a design service. So if you would like some more information on prices on this, then do get in contact with us. Okay, so as you can see on the left-hand side, we have a list of the different years. This is a link to a site for each year, so reception all the way down to up to year 6. How we set up SharePoint for school is by creating a main intranet site, then many subsites off of this. On these subsites, we create document libraries. Document libraries are where we can then migrate across data from the school servers up into SharePoint. So if a school has data for each year, we could then create site for that year and then migrate all the data or shares for that year up onto the SharePoint site. For example, if I select year 1, you can see on the side for I've created 2 different document libraries, year 1 share and year 1 resources. You can create different document libraries for each one of your shares that are linked to that year. But as an example, I've created these. I've also added a document library web part on the front of this site, so users are able to access folders and documents quicker. So these different parts here, so year 1 share, this is what we refer to as a web part, a document library web part, which they can access the folders and files quickly straight from here. I've also, and below is year 1 resources we have. So for instance, if there's resources like Word templates or other resources that the staff may need to access, you could pop them in here as well. But again, any shares that you currently have on your servers, we could create the document libraries and then migrate those documents up onto SharePoint. So this is the basic setup of SharePoint sites and a simple way to lay out your data for access for the staff. I'll now show you how to create and edit documents within SharePoint and how you can share these with others. Okay, so let's go into English as an example. As you can see, we have some documents in here at the moment. Okay, so I need to make some changes to this document and then share this with a staff member to look over, but I don't want them to be able to edit this document. Here is how we go about doing this. So if we just click on this test Word document here, as you can see, it opens up using the web version of Word. Here you are then able to edit and update this document directly online without having to have Word on your own machine. So now I just need to add some extra information to this. So we can just go into the document. So tests have been carried out and all working okay. I just need to put I can confirm this is all okay. As you can see at the top here, you can see it's saving. So every time you make a change to a document on SharePoint, it saves instantly. So any edit done, it saves. So there's no need to hit the save button anymore. It will just do it instantly for you. Okay, so now I want to share this document with a staff member. And there's a few ways we can do this. The one way we can do it directly within this document here. So to do this, we just need to click on the share button in the top right here. This will then bring up a share window. If they're part of your school, we'll then just need to start typing their name and it will appear. So if I just start typing my name here, instantly it appears in here and I can just select the user. Then we can type a message in here that the user will see when they receive this link. So, can you please check over? Okay. We then want to make sure that they're not able to edit this document. So we just click up here. This takes us to another window, and this gives you some more options here. So at the bottom here, we can untick allow editing, and there's an option here to block download. So to block that user from downloading this document onto their machine. So we're going to tick that as well. From here, you can also send to external users. To do this, you would click on, so if the user you want to send to isn't part of your school, you can select specific people, and then you would apply that and then type the email address in of the user that you wanted to send this file to. But for the purpose of this this demo, we're just going to stick with the ones that are within this school. So we click apply to that, and then we just hit the send button, and that will send an email to this person to say that we have shared a document with them, and then that gives them the ability to open that document and review it. They won't be able to edit it or download it. Of course, if you did want them to be able to edit or download, you obviously just leave the tick there and not and don't tick the unable to download button. Another way you're able to share the document is from the file view. So if we go back to the English folder, which we can do at the top here, this takes us back to the document library where the documents are. So if you hover over the document here, you will see the 3 little dots show up. This is if you see these dots anywhere, this basically means there's more options, one of which is share. So if we click this here, brings up a whole load of options here, and one option is share. That then brings up the same box as we had before and gives you the ability to share straight away without going into the document. While we're here, I'll just go over some of the other options that we have here. So we have open. This gives you the option to open in the browser with Word Online, or in the app, which will open in Word on the machine if you have that installed. So it gives us the ability to open in the browser or open in the app, and that will open Word on the machine. Then we have preview. This will show you a preview of the document. You're not able to edit it from here, but you're able to open it to check it. But from here, you're also able to share from here as well. So if I just show you what that screen looks like. So again, it gives you the ability to view the document. It also gives you the ability to share, to copy the link to send to somebody, or to download the document. Also delete, and some other options here, copy and version history, which we'll go over in the over in this list here. So we'll just come back to the file view. Okay, just refresh that. Okay. Just click on the 3 little dots again. Okay, so then we've got copy link. This will provide you with a link that you can then copy and then send in an email to somebody. Manage access. This shows you the current permissions on this file and who currently has access to it. If you share this file, the person you've shared it will appear in here. You can then remove their access if needed. So if I share you here. This shows you, gives you a link that you could send to somebody as well, but also gives you the permissions of who has access to this file, and also gives you the ability to stop sharing. So if you want to stop sharing this document, you could hit the stop sharing button there, and that would prevent users from accessing that document from a link that has been shared with them. Download. This allows you to download a copy of the file onto your machine. Flow. This allows you to add to Microsoft Flow. This is another product from Microsoft, but we won't be going into that on this video. Rename gives you the ability to rename the document. Pin to top. This allows you to pin this Word document to the top of the document library. So if you wanted to access certain documents quickly within this English folder, we could pin that to the top, and then that would stay there constantly until you unpin that document. We have then move to. This allows you to move to another folder or site on SharePoint. Copy to. This gives you the ability to copy this file to another folder or site within SharePoint. Version history. Now this is a very good feature. If you go to a document that others have access to and there's been a mistake made or information missing, you're able to go back in time to a different version of this file. So if I show you here, if we click on version history, this basically shows you old versions of the document. From here you can preview the document to check if it's the version that you want, or restore. When you do a restore, this will restore over the current version of this on SharePoint. So you just click on the drop down, gives you the ability to view that document, restore, or even delete that version. So these are all the different version histories of the document, which allows you to go back to restore. Okay. Alert me. Here you're able to set up alerts for this document if anything changes. So if anyone goes into this document and makes changes, it gives you the ability to be able to have an email sent to you to say somebody's made changes to the document. And then details. This shows you the details for the document, like who has access to it, the name, and a small preview here. So it gives you a bit more information on the file and the activity that's gone on, who's edited it, when they've edited it, the type of file, and things like that. Okay, and we can also, if we hover over here, so that's all with the three dots or the show actions there. We also have this icon here. Again, this is another way that you're able to share the document. So if we click that straight away, that brings up that same share document window, so we can share instantly from there. Okay, let me show you how easy it is to create a document straight from here too. We just need to click on New at the top here, and then, for instance, let's create an Excel workbook. So this will open a version of Excel online. You're able to put in all the information that you want to put into your workbook. Again, has a lot of the features of the main version of Excel, but all online. At the top here, it defaults to give it the name book, but from here, if you click the top, you can name the document from here as well. And again, that will instantly save. So now if we go back to the English folder, you will now see the new Excel document here that we just created. And again, you have the same options as previously shown to share that document and to perform all the other features on there again. Okay, I'll just go over some of the other actions along the top. So we have new, which allows you to create a new folder, create a new document, Also to create links to maybe a website or another SharePoint library. So if you created a link within here, the link would show up in the list here, so users would be able to click that link and it would take them to another document library or to a website that you want people to view. Upload. From here you're able to upload documents into the document library. Quick edit allows you to edit all the document names in the library if you need to rename them all in one go. Share, again, this allows you to share this document library with other staff members. So if anybody else needs access to this document library, you have the ability to share it there if they have permission to access the document, this particular document library. Copy link, again, this will create a link to this document library which you can then email out. Sync. So there's a sync button here. This will allow you to sync this document library with your OneDrive program on your machine. So if you have OneDrive configured on your machine, you can hit this sync button and it will create a folder on your desktop machine with all these files in it that it links directly to SharePoint. So you can access these files quickly just from a folder on your desktop rather than logging into SharePoint to do it. Download. This allows you to download the whole of this document library into a zip file. Export to Excel. This allows you to download a list of the files into an Excel file. Power Apps and Flow allows you to link this document library to other Microsoft apps. And again, we have 3 dots here, always showing more options. This gives you the ability to set up alerts for this particular document library. Okay, and that's about it for this webinar. I just want to say that all these sites are controlled by permissions, which can be controlled by Office 365 Admin Portal. If you're able to give access to only the people that need access to these sites, and others that do not have permission to these sites will not be able to access this site or any documents in it. Again, that would be something that would be controlled by your administrator, and again, is something that during the build, if when SBS do the design and implementation of SharePoint sites, we work with schools to figure out who should have access to what site, and we put the permissions in place. I really hope this has been helpful and to give you a brief overview of Office 365 SharePoint and how it could be used within your school. If you would like more information on this and how School Business Services could help you move your school over to SharePoint or to Office 365, please give us a call or email myself, Robert, at rwright@schoolbusinessservices.co.uk. We'll be happy to help. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.